quick and dirty tutorial for getting the rig working, okay? And people stop asking so many damn questions. Here, Fall 4 Nexus, F4 Biped Animation Rig from MikeCG. Go download it. Cat rig. You can use Biped if you want. I don't know how to use Biped, so buyer beware. Cat rig. Cool. Fall 4 Animation Kit. Download it. 1.05 is the version we're working off of. Okay? Once you download it, you'll have them here. Download it. Extract them. And the Biped cat file, you should have these files right here. Alright? You go to Fallout 4 Animation Kit. You got all these files here. Cool? Cool. So, first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to you're going to make sure that you install these you find the HCT tools somewhere, you know, off GitHub, whatever, and make sure you download them, okay? And then make sure you install the plugin that comes with Fallout 4 Animation Kit, okay? Then you're going to want to usually convert the vanilla version of whatever animation you're doing. So say we're doing I don't know, a reload. So we're going to open, go to the file that you just extracted. There's your Fallout 4 Animation Kit, Maxines. Oh, no, not this one. Biped cat. There we go. Cat import. Continue. First thing we're going to do, you should have this bar over here. Export. The Fallout 4 Animation Kit goes over how to install this bar. I'm not going to go over it right now because it takes too much time. And here, you want to load the configuration set from James Anim Kit. And here, Fallout 4 Animation, HDO, Convert Animation, Merge Asset, select the vanilla. You have to extract the animation file, the animation BA2. So just pick the animation, extract, select it right there, right to platform. Select where you want to save it, right? Select to save new location. I recommend creating a separate folder for it, like I have one right here. Convert 32-bit. Select binary then pack file and save it as HKX. And what you also want to do is go to tag file XML and save it as an XML. Make sure you change that, because the XML, you want to look at that because it has the name of the annotations in it. It has the annotations for the sound and such in it. So especially for reloads, this is really important because it has things like the reload end annotation, which tells the game the reload complete. It tells the game when the reload is completed, so you can actually you don't just continuously reload and reload and reload because the game doesn't think you have any ammo. So that's really important. Make sure you extract the XML for whatever file you're doing too. Reload whatever. And when you do that, you should have the 32-bit HKX file, right? So let's say you have that 32-bit right here. Say we're doing the submachine gun, whatever. I have all the converted animations right there. Okay, so we're gonna go to Shades. This is the Fallout 4 Animation Kit. I just renamed it. We're gonna go to Tools, Fallout 4 AK HKX Pack UI. Click it here. Don't worry about this error. Submachine gun. You're going to want to take the HKX that you just converted, drag it, and this does batch converting too. So if you want to do multiple at a time, you can drag multiple ones of them in there. This should already be selected. though it's not, you can manually find the skeleton HKX. It's gonna be in his, he included it in the file, in his F4 animation kit file. Then convert it to FBX, and it will save it with the rest of the files right here. You see it's right here. Alright, I'm not gonna do it because I already have it. Now we open the follow for biped cat import. Right here, you go to File, Import, and we're going to navigate back to that folder. Submachine gun, equip, FBX, or I say we're doing reload, my bad. Reload FBX, and make sure this says update animation. Don't worry about any of that stuff, and the rest of this stuff, just leave it. Hit OK. Alright, he's gonna be. You should see the animation on the rig right here. Okay. So you see we got the animation there. So now what we need to do is we actually need to rotate this 90 degrees, and this is all on Mike CG on CG Mike's channel that he has on YouTube. You can see him go through this entire process. You gotta rotate it 90 degrees so it's facing the right direction, right? And then we're going to go to biped right here. We're going to create a new layer. So sorry about that. As I was saying, once you rotate the stop, go away, Steam. Once you do this and you rotate the skeleton right here, right 90 degrees, so it's facing the direction of the arrow. Right, you want to make sure when you do that you select the root bone right there. Anyway, then you want to select the BIP bone right here, and you want to click available, go to collapse layers, change it to 1. Make sure you extend the end time of the animation just to make sure you get all the frames of it by right clicking this over here, go to time configuration, set it to like 105. Make sure it's set to 105 also, hit OK. You should have a new collapse layer right here. Right. Stop. Okay. Now we're going to save under clip manager, and you're going to save it as a cat clip. So you just want to save it like that and place it. Leave it the same, save the entire time range. If you want to unclick this, make sure they both have collapse layer selected, and hit save. It'll save the animation as a cat clip, right? Then after that, you want to go and open this one, follow for biped cat. Open it up. All right. Stop. Okay. Boom. And what you want to do is hit click the BIP bone again, and go to clip, and then go to reload. Before I do that, you can have this layer selected. I believe usually it doesn't matter. Just have it start from time 0. Usually it'll work, but if you do that and it doesn't superimpose, if the clip doesn't start playing, you can hit available and then insert the clip. That's another way to do it. I find it works either way, but you should see the animation right there. If we go to cameras, I recommend changing the VIP camera. Don't make it go away because this controls the camera in the game, so definitely want that. Display as box. Just display them both as a box, and you'll see we have the animation playing right here. Alright, now what I'm going to do is show you how to import a weapon. Okay, we're gonna start on F4 biped cat again, and hit F3 to make it not see-through. Gonna do the deliver. So I already extracted them in a follow-up for meshes, whatever. It's under covert sidearm. Load the one with the _1 because as far as I know, it's the view model. Make sure you import the skeleton. Make sure it matches all these settings. Import. If it's correct, you should see the barrel right there in his hand, connected to the weapon bone, and you see the receiver on the ground right there. What you want to do is go to manage layers, create a new layer with all these things in it. Go to make it deliverer, and it should have all of these files in there so you can hide them individually. Right? It's useful. Then what you want to do is right now a lot of these files will not include the grip or the barrel. As you can see, the grip and the barrel, the grip and the magazine missing. They're separate files, so you need to import them. You don't have to, but it's a lot easier. These are just visual representations to help you animate. So do the same thing, import the skeleton, It should match up pretty well. It's in there. But again, you want to go to manage layers, click on the deliverer, click on the plus to add it to that layer. Then deselect, import, or do the magazine. Same thing, import skeleton. And for some reason the deliverer skeleton is a little funky. Comes in kind of weird. So we're gonna move it down a bit. Try to see if we can get it to fit in here decently well. If you don't really know how to fit the mag on there, you can look at the actual file as a reference. So if we go to Fallout 4 meshes, there's a lot of times the Max will misplace some of the weapon parts when you import them. They won't all come together perfectly like that. So covert sidearm, whatever. If there's a weapon and it says load after it, usually it's the loading screen model. It's already put together for you, so it helps. So if we can see the mag goes in about like that, and this part is about even, so we can use that as a reference to align it in Max, which we've done. You also want to take that, select it, and add it to the deliverer layer. Alright, now here's where you match the weapon up to the arm, so you can superimpose the animation on it. Right? So we're gonna go to schematic view right here, and this goes for most any weapon that you'll ever import. You will want to find the receiver node, and it will almost always be this something receiver. You'll see it right here. If it says receiver 0 or :0, it's just the weapon mesh part itself, not the node. So very important. Don't select that. You want this one. There should be no numbers after it. Right? It should just say receiver. Or T-gun receiver for the submachine gun, covert arm receiver, whatever. Doesn't matter. Make sure you select the node. Then go up here, go to view, change it to parent. And you see all these numbers down here change. If you, like I say, if I go back to view, these are all zeroed out. But if I change it to parent, you'll see all these values change. So what we're going to do now is going to zero them all out. Oh, an important tip before you do that, because I'm an idiot, is to link all these parts to the receiver. We're going to unlink them soon, but for the time being, just link them to the receiver. You'll see why in a sec. And get the hammer too. Okay. And we're going to reselect the receiver node here. See, it's already on parent. Now we're going to zero it out. I forgot that. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure you select all the parts as you import them and link them to the receiver. To the receiver mesh, not the receiver node. Okay, be wary of that. And you'll see it's sitting in the hand like that. And you also need to switch the rotation, change it back to parent. 0, 0, and 0. And you'll see it's sitting in the hand like that. Okay, now if you remember, we converted an animation earlier into FBX. This is where you would and then you imported it, turned it to a cat clip. This is where that comes into play. So select the BIP, boom, and go to the motion tab right here. Scroll down to the clip manager, and let's see, deliver or reload. Sure, load the cat clip, unselect scale data, load, and you should see it playing. Like I said earlier, if that doesn't work, you can select the available here, and it'll just make a new layer. But it should work if you just superimpose it on the animation layer. If we go to camera and change this again, split box, you can see we've got the deliver reload right here. Right, and here's basically where you would start animating. But one more quick pointer that took me a while to figure out, because I'm an idiot, is that you definitely, most people who have done first person animation have used IK, inverse kinematics animation, which basically amounts to when you move the hand, it moves the rest of the arm, essentially. Right now these bones are in FK mode, forward kinematics, which means if you need to move this bone to move the rest of the arm. So what you need to do is change them so that they all use IK. Right? And how you do that is you select the arm, you select the hand right here. Go back to the motion tab. Select move IK target to palm. Right? It'll move this IK target. You see it right here. And then you want to match IK and FK just to make sure, and you just want to slide it all the way over to 0, and now it's running in IK mode. Now from now on, you're not selecting the hand, you're selecting this IK controller right here, and it will move the rest of the arm right there like that. Also, when you do that, it will move one right here, so you can move the elbow, so you can turn the elbow, whatever. And so I can move this, and then I can select this, the elbow, and turn the elbow, normal stuff. Same thing for the right hand. Move target to palm, once you IK, slide it over. Hey, there you go. And now both your arms are in IK mode. Very useful. And besides that, that's really pretty much it. At this point, what you'd want to do is extend this out a bit to 110. I'd actually recommend moving this back, the start time, to about -5, so you can store some extra keyframes here, like some origin keyframes or something that you can copy over from later, especially if you're doing a equip or something where you don't start in the idle pose. So you want to take all of it. You want to select all of this, and you want to just get rid of it. Get rid of all those extra keyframes. So now you only have your idle. You have your one idle frame, right? And another very, very important thing to do before you start animating is hit the N key, turns on auto key, can't tell you how many times I've made adjustments to animations and ended up messing up the entire thing because I've got to turn on auto key. Make sure you turn on auto key. Please remember, if you don't turn on auto key, every adjustment that you make to the animation will change the entire animation. It will make that adjustment to every frame instead of keying the location and rotation on only that frame. So now, what I'd recommend you actually do is key like the upper body bones. Just key them all on the first frame. Just key them all there, and so you have a frame of reference to work from. And then we just make some bullshit. Alright. And if you look from the camera, yay, bullshit. And in this process, you'd actually make the animation and stuff like that. You have the IK set up. It should be relatively straightforward. If you need to make link constraints, it's a bit more complicated. But I'll show you how to do it for the sake of explanation. You will say you need to constrain the left hand to the magazine, which, by the way, you should unparent at this point, or you should unlink at this point. Because it's really not necessary to have it linked. What you want to do at this point, actually, is you want to unparent all the parts of your weapon and parent them to the bones. So here we want to, for the sake of whatever, we'll hide the cat rig and body mesh. And hit F3 so we can see through. So we want to unlink the mag right here. Click the unlink button after select the mag. Then we want to link it to, if we can find the BIP magazine bone here somewhere. It's here somewhere. Oh, just duh. I totally deleted the cat bone. I totally hid the cat bones. Duh. I'm an idiot. Anyway. Here's your magazine right here. We can just select that. And we'll zoom in on it. Okay. There it is right here. So sometimes this can get a bit confusing, but just select the magazine mesh, link it to the BIP weapon magazine bone, whatever, so that when you move it moves the magazine. And what that'll do, what that'll do is whenever you move, it'll make it so whenever you move the weapon, it still moves the gun, still moves the mag, but basically you want it to unparent all of the weapon mesh parts that you're going to be animating from the weapon, like the slide. Just unlink it, and you want to link it to its respective bone, like this one, the BIP weapon bolt, which controls the slide, right? And I guess you could do the trigger too. If you're doing a firing animation, you do the trigger. But in this case, you probably only need to slide the magazine. And to animate them, you would move from now on, if you want to animate these parts, you need to move the bone, because the HKX file format only exports rotation and location coordinates. It doesn't export any mesh information. So that's how you're going to be animating for the most part. Um, what you can also do instead of creating a separate layer, and this is actually more what I recommend, is instead of creating this, just select the IK controller and just in this layer. If you want to work in separate layers, then you can do that. But if you prefer to keep it all in one layer, you just select this, do the same thing, assign controller, assign link constraint, and you can do the same thing. Right? You go back down, you have your link parameters in here, linked world, say a frame, whatever. You want to add a link to, you can add a link to the magazine because it's parent to the magazine bone, so it's not going to matter. And they will move in unison. And then say here you want to not want it to make it move with the mag anymore, then hit link the world, and it doesn't move anymore. And one thing I do have to mention, sometimes with constraints, at the end of the animation, instead of, if you try and copy them from the beginning, because they have different, because they're linked to different objects, sometimes they won't play nicely and they'll jump all out of position if you try and just copy it over. So what I recommend you do is keep a max file of the vanilla idle open, and make sure you just copy the coordinates over. Like, just look at the vanilla one, look at the coordinates for the location, look at the coordinates for the rotation, just copy them over. It should put everything back in the right place. Make sure you put the fingers back in the right place. And that's really it. After you do the animation or whatever, there's the XML file I told you to extract earlier. That's where that comes in handy. These are the annotations. This is where you would add stuff for sounds. This is how you tell the game that the reload's complete, so it doesn't keep reloading the gun over and over again. What you need to do, select the root bone, open the root bone, open the transform, and under notes, and get rid of these. Get rid of those. What you want to do is select add keys, and along this track right here is where you would add the annotations for the whatever. So say, for instance, if this is a reload, you do sound play. Again, you want to reference the XML file that for the vanilla versions of the animations you're doing to find out what these annotations should be. Then you do weapon, pistol, covert, mag out. Sure. Right? This is where your mag out is. Usually you want to put it about the frame before it happens. Depending on the sound, it might need to be a little later. You can adjust that all. You can adjust that all on the fly. Then you want to include the, I believe it's the reload complete. The reload complete annotation after the mag in. So you want to include that. Start or hit complete. Sorry, my doofus. And then you'd want to add the slide pull sound, which would be sound play slide pull. You know, weapon, pistol, covert, slide pull, whatever, slide release, whatever it is in the get, whatever the weapon record is. Look in the XML file. At the end, you'd have initiate start and reload end, if I remember correctly. After you get all those annotations in, then you want to export it. I've already gone over that in a different video, so just refer to that one. And that's really all there is to it. It's really not that complicated. Hopefully this will get you guys started. If you have any other extraneous questions, just leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer them in some kind of timely fashion. There's not a whole lot of information about this now, and I'm not claiming to be any kind of expert. This is just what has been working for me. So hope you guys learned something, and I'll see you next time.